Who had the easiest and hardest fixtures in the 2025 AFLW season? I have taken the positions of all the teams your club played and averaged them out to see definitively who had the easiest run this year and who had the hardest. And starting with the easiest, we have Melbourne, whose average team was over 11th place at the end of the season. So it kind of makes sense how Melbourne easily got into second place on the ladder this year, and we'll see how well they go in finals. Following that is GWS, which, to finish 17th after such an easy fixture, that's a bit concerning for the club. Following them, we have West Coast, who, again, nice that you guys made the top 8, but that's not a convincing fixture to get in. And then we have Sydney with the 4th easiest fixture, which goes to show you just how disappointing it is they did not finish that high. Following that, we have the Western Bulldogs with a fixture of 10.3. Then we have Adelaide, the first of the top 8 sides from last year, which might explain how they're once again back in the top 8. They're also equal with Carlton, who are also in the top 8 this year and roughly at the same position as Adelaide. Then at 8th place we have Hawthorn, who might explain why they're still in the top 4 despite the injuries this year. Then we have Brisbane. Following Brisbane, we have North. Now, obviously, North was fixtured up against all the top 8 sides from last year, but a lot of them dropped out of the top 8, so as a result, their fixture wasn't actually the hardest. Not least compared to Richmond, who had a pretty difficult fixture, which, again, might explain why they ended quite low on the ladder. Following them is St Kilda, surprisingly, so their 7th place finish is quite impressive based on how difficult their fixture was. Following them is poor old Gold Coast, who definitely did not deserve a fixture that hard and explains probably why they are the Wooden Spooners this year. Following them is Geelong, who had a much harder fixture than Melbourne, even though they finished roughly on the same point on the ladder, which might explain why Melbourne is second and Geelong didn't make finals. Following them we have Essendon, who, another team like Richmond, got a very hard fixture and might explain why they are also quite low on the ladder. And then in almost their second hardest fixtures, we had Collingwood and Port Adelaide. So, fellow Port fans, at least you can see exactly sort of why we didn't do so well this year. We had a really hard fixture against us. But we weren't the most hard done team by. That was Fremantle, who on average played a team that was ranked higher than 8th, the only team in the competition to have to play teams that difficult. So do spare a bit of a thought to our friends over in Freo who had to deal with such a hard fixture. But now you know,